everyone, and welcome back to my channel In Search of Wonder. My name is Anne and I'm glad you are here. And today I am going to be talking about all of the amazing booktubers who got me hooked on BookTube personally, kind of my tribute to them and their amazing channels. So here we go. First of all, the first one, I don't remember how I came across her channel to begin with. It was probably something YouTube recommended for me or came up as a result of something I was searching for, but that was ChantelReadsAllDay. And I just really enjoyed her book recommendations and her reviews, and I loved that she was a Christian and how it influenced her reading choices and the things that she enjoyed about books or didn't enjoy about books, etc. And I also really loved her videos where she plans her reads for the month. She's always so creative with how she goes about that, and that's always fun to watch and see how she chooses what she's going to read. I also enjoy how she's always exploring her creative side and stretching herself and writing poetry just for the fun of it, and that sort of thing. So I think that's really cool. So ChantelReadsAllDay, that's one. Oh, the other thing I love is I love her Read Your Shelf challenge that she designed for this year, where you read from your shelf, like books you already own, which is very important. Try to do that more and more. But what's fun is such a fun twist. I've never done a reading challenge like this. Each month, the book that you choose plays off of the previous book. So that's always fun. I've been really enjoying that this year. That was a big hit for me. So thanks. And then the next one that I found was, because then I started like specifically looking for Christian booktubers, because I was like, ooh, I need me more of this in my life. So then I found BookLoverAmanda, and if you've watched any of her channels, which you probably have, you know, she's just fun. I feel like watching her videos is just like, you know, one of those big warm exuberant hugs that people give you, and she's just so energized and cheerful, and so it always brings a smile to my face. Doesn't really matter what book she's talking about. It's just fun to watch her and just listen to her reviews and her thoughts. I particularly love how she is very transparent on her channel, and she's not afraid to delve into topics that can be tricky to discuss, and I think that she does it really well. And she had a recent one that I really appreciated, that I was within in the past month or two, about her thoughts about sexual content in books, and how God had been working in her heart through that. So I think that's something all of us grapple with at some point or other as believers, and, you know, kind of figuring out what is good and what is bad and what is right and what is wrong, etc. And so I just really appreciated her transparency and just bringing it up, because it's not often discussed. So I think anyway, I really appreciated that. So love her channel. And the next one I want to mention is Paperbacks and Ponytails, who is just such a warm and friendly person, and I love that. I love that she reads a lot of Christian fiction and she gives good reviews on that. Good place to find some recommendations, and I just love her warmth that just comes through in her videos and her channel. In fact, it was her video, I believe. She resurrected an old book tag that was kind of like the final straw, so to speak, that pushed me into actually creating my BookTube channel, because I'd been toying with the idea for a while. I had already started a Bookstagram and like totally reworked my own personal Instagram into more started a new one, kind of made like a Bookstagram lifestyle sort of one. And then I kind of was slowly like revamping my YouTube channel, because I had still have some like music stuff from there back during the COVID days when we did music online. 100% do not recommend. Anyway, so I kind of was like revamping that, renaming it to match my Instagram, and thinking about, you know, what it would do, but what I would do if I had a BookTube channel. But I didn't actually take a plunge until I saw that video of hers, and I thought, that's so fun, and that would be a great way to introduce myself and my books and what I like. So here we are, and thanks to her. So the next one is that I, well, it's not necessarily in order of how I found them, just as they came to my mind as I was writing down my list. So next, Oceana Gotta Read 'Em All. First of all, love the name. Secondly, I really love her reviews on romance and Christian fiction, and I love a lot of the same books that she likes, except I think I read more historical fiction. She reads more contemporary, but I really loved her reviews. We had read a lot of the same Christian authors, like a lot of the same authors, and so I just love her engaging videos. And she also reviews some Christian nonfiction as well, which I like. And I also love her transparency as well. She's always willing to be open and transparent and honest about her personal walk with the Lord and what she's learning and how she's growing. And I think that's really good too. I like to, I don't know, I just think that more conversations like that with other believers is exactly what we're supposed to do, to encourage each other and build each other up, and to just help each other in our walk with the Lord. And it starts by being willing to talk about your own walk with the Lord and what He's teaching you. And so I love that. And then the other one I love is Beautiful Minutiae. I love that. I love her channel, that she's such an eclectic reader, such a wide range of books that she reads. And so I always hear a new title or something I've never read before. She reads a lot of obscure classics, which is fun because I've not read a lot, but I like to find out about classics that, you know, the classics nobody knows about that I want to read. And now my oven is telling me that I need to check on the brownies in there. So, okay, they're not even close. So, give us another few minutes to talk. So, where was I talking about? Oh, yes, Tiffany at Beautiful Minutiae. Yes, lots of classics and older books, which I mentioned in my last video. I think that I like to read a lot of older books, not necessarily the newest, latest, greatest. So I love that she also reads some older books and not always necessarily the newest ones, although she, you know, she'll read those too, of course. So love her channel and love her thoughts on the books that she reads. The next one I love for the whole aesthetic about it. I love the fashion, the beauty, the art, whatever that she brings to her channel. She just really creates a whole aesthetic, and that's the Bookish Princess, and I really enjoy that. And she reads a lot of classics and vintage books also, which I really love. I love how she's always looking for books that exemplify or illustrate what is good and true and beautiful, which if you are in the classical education world like I am, that is really big for us. And so I really love that emphasis that she has. She's always seeking out those qualities in the books, whether or not, I don't know that she's ever expressed it that way, but that's what she's doing, and I love that. Some of her most favorite books are also my most favorite books, and so I feel like a bit of a kindred spirit there. So I love her. She also has some travel books, travel videos. She also loves to read books on spirituality. She had a recent post in the summer, I believe, or maybe it was towards the end of last school year, I can't remember, where she discussed kind of an oral essay about Austen and the things that she loved about Austen and what made Austen's writing stand out from the crowd. And as a Janeite at heart, it was really wonderful, and I enjoyed that discussion from her.
So this is like one of those letters or journal entries back in the day where, you know, the person started writing the letter or the journal entry, and then they had to stop and go do something, and then they wrote a little later. So this is the later part to finish my list of YouTubers that I follow and really enjoy their videos. The next one is ALovelyJaunt, which I discovered when I was reading Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. And I was just looking for discussion about the themes in that book and, you know, more talk about the characters. But I just wanted to get different perspectives besides mine. So I found hers, and she had a great series of videos on that book. I really appreciate her dive into the literary aspect of fiction and classics, but without over analyzing literature to death. She still keeps the story fresh and alive and doesn't beat a dead horse, right? So I really enjoy that. I guess her videos, her channel is probably more of a podcast kind of style than many of the others that I've mentioned. And she does in fact have a new podcast that she started with a friend of hers called Novelty, which is fun, where they discuss literature and certain classics from their different perspectives over a cup of tea, and that's fun. And then one more that I want to mention on this video today is one that I discovered most recently, which is CarolynMarieReads. I believe that is the channel name, and Carolyn being the name of the booktuber. And I also love her. I love that she reads a lot of classics and modern literary fiction. And again, similar to ALovelyJaunt, she loves classics and she loves literature. I think she has a degree in literature. And so that's interesting to have that, you know, professional perspective, so to speak. But also she really just loves literature and everything about it, and that comes through in her discussions and what she talks about. Both of the last two channels that I mentioned, they have some good videos about annotations and good ways to go about doing annotations if you are reading a work of literary fiction, which I have really appreciated. And that's not something I used to do very often, but I'm trying to do it more. So I really appreciated those videos and a little bit of guidance on how to do that well. So there you have my list. I think it's 8 altogether of the booktubers who hooked me into BookTube and got me started watching the videos and interacting with them, and recommended so many books to me and other things. I have found many other channels besides those, but those are the ones that really pulled me in. And if you have other channels that you really love that you think that I would be interested in, then mention them in the comments below and I will be sure to check them out. Anyway, thank you to all of you booktubers that I mentioned and those that I didn't mention for all of the videos that you make and the content that you bring. That is exactly what all of us readers need in our lives. So appreciate you all, and keep drinking your coffee today. It is almost like 100 degrees outside. It may have cracked 100. I don't know. So iced baby all the way. Keep drinking your coffee, read those books, and I will see you next time.